Okay, so I know that everybody's worried about the financial crisis. I know that personally I am, because I don't know how it's going to affect me now or how it's going to affect me later. So today I'm going to tell you about the Millennials financial crisis, why it happened, why it's detrimental, and the causes of it. So the first point is the causes. So in 2008 there was a recession, economic recession, and back then I was only in elementary school. However, millennials were graduating high school and graduating from college. So because of that, they weren't able to get jobs in their fields, and so they turned to part-time jobs or jobs that they could make ends meet. So now we're a decade later, we've got the pandemic, also known as COVID-19, and because of that, the economy has dropped, and so has the stock market. And I have a stock market from the beginning of this year until April 3rd of this year, which was presented by the BBC News. And because of the stock market crash and the pandemic, there's no jobs. Only essential workers can work, which is from Nathaniel Popper of the New York Times as of the beginning of this month. So those two things included, plus the financial debt that they acquired from the recession of 2008, not being able to have jobs. They had student loans, credit cards, because people aren't taught that credit cards, just because you get mailed a credit card doesn't mean you have to use it. You can just stick it in a drawer, throw it away. That kind of put them in a financial crisis before, and now they're even worse off now. So now I've told you the causes, I'm going to tell you why it's detrimental. So there's no jobs, so that means there's no way for people to support themselves. And because there's no way for people to support themselves, they're kind of stuck in a hole with nowhere to go. So according to Annie Lowry from The Atlantic, beginning of this month, 52% of people under the age of 45 don't have a job, compared to 26% of people over the age of 45 that don't have a job. So that's 2 times the amount of people for the younger generation. Let's look at our class. Our class has 16 people in it, so that means 9 to 10 of us don't have a job right now because of everything that's going on. And because we don't have a job, we can't pay our monthly bills, and monthly bills are not going to stop no matter what we do, because people still have to make money somehow. So monthly bills, according to Michael Hobbs from the Huffington Post, can include rent, utilities, because utilities aren't always included in rent, so that's water and power, and car payments, insurance, or student loan debt that you have to pay once you get out of school, like 6 months after you get out of school, you got to start paying your debt. So I've told you the causes, why it's detrimental, and now I'm going to tell you how we can try to slow it down. So the biggest thing to me that you should learn as soon as you get a job is budgeting yourself. There is plenty of ways online you can look up how to do it, but budgeting yourself essentially is what you're doing is you're looking at your monthly income, and then you look at your bills that you have, or any bills that you have. You look at gas, look at food, groceries, and then you deduct that from your monthly pay, and then you get a number, and that number is what you're left over with for the remainder of the month, and with that you can either save or you can do with it what you want. So budgeting yourself, I think, is really important because it'll help you now and it'll help you in the future. The sooner you start, the better. Second thing we can do to slow it down, unconventional jobs. So Bankrate.com has a list of unconventional jobs that millennials have been looking into the past 2 years. Some of those things include a receptionist, recruiter, or a web designer. Currently, I'm actually doing one of those unconventional jobs. I work for DoorDash, and food delivery is considered essential. So having an unconventional job has allowed me to pay for my bills since my part-time job got shut down. So now that I've told you what the cause of the millennial crisis was, why it's so detrimental, and how we can slow it down, I highly encourage everyone to use the budget sheet that I'm including at the bottom of this to try and help themselves better prepare for their future and have a better understanding of where they stand financially. And hold on.